Hi friends! So I'm going to show you how I made my sweet pea cold process soap today. It's actually a redesign of a soap I made last year, but I made some changes. I decided to do piped flowers instead of the soap dough flowers I used to have, and I think it's absolutely beautiful. I'll talk to you a little bit about the scent blend a little bit further on, but let's get started. So in this bucket I already have my oils, and I have colored them with oleander mica from Nurture Soap. So this color in cold process actually turns into like a creamier tone instead of a pink. That's actually what I'm going for. I'm just gonna, in a little separate jug, I have a little bit of Angry Rose for my micas, and I'm gonna mix a little bit of the oils in there because I do want a two-tone batter. And in here I have my lye solution already with some titanium dioxide. It's at room temperature. Both my oils and my lye water, they're at around the same range, so we're good to go. And also to my lye water I add my sodium lactate. It just helps the bar the loaf unmold a little bit faster and makes for a harder bar. So this stick blender is not my favorite. It adds a little bit of bubbles, but it is powerful. It turns my soap into my batter, my oils into soap really fast. So I'm just pouring my lye water into my oils, and I'm going to start stick blending. And you're going to see, it goes really fast. I just want to make sure that I'm getting every little bit of titanium dioxide out of my lye water bucket. Just make sure everything's in there. I'm going for like a creamy, pinky base color. So here we go. As you can see, this stick blender has already taken me to a light trace. I'm going to add my fragrance oil. It is scented in a sweet pea fragrance. It's absolutely stunning, and it behaves even better. The notes are obviously the sweet pea aroma. There's juicy pear, freesia, berries, and some musk in there. So I'm just going to pour off a little bit of the batter into the Angry Rose mica. This is going to turn it into a very pretty, like a ballet slipper kind of pink, just very delicate. That's what I'm going for. These soaps in the May collection, very floral, very pretty. So I really wanted this one to be super soft in terms of colors. And I'm just going to do a drop swirl into my mold. So just kind of alternating between those two. I obviously have more of the base color, so I'm just going to have a few little swirls of that pink in there and just kind of freehanding it, There's no right or wrong way to do this. I just want it to look very delicately swirled, as you can see. So as I mentioned previously, this fragrance is fantastic. It actually slows down trace, so it gives me a lot of working time, and it actually makes my batter a little bit more liquid. So usually I'd wait a little bit longer for my batter to be a little bit thicker in trace for drop swirls, but for this one I wanted kind of those wispy kind of swirls. The original sweet pea soap I released last year was more of a yellow base, and then there was some pink and green swirls in there, and it was pretty, but it wasn't. Now that looking back, I think it could have been better, but the more you soap and the more you do things, the more you learn how to do things better. The original sweet pea soap had some soap dough flowers on top, and they're pretty, but it's a little bit tricky the way I did them in terms of shipping and making sure that everything stayed in one piece. So that's why this year I decided to do the sweet pea soap with piped flowers and some soap dough details. I did the leaves and the vines in soap dough, but you learn as you go, and I think that's a great thing about soap making. The more you do, the more you learn what to do and what not to do, and as a business maker, as a business owner too. So this is something that I usually do. I have another mold aligned to the one that I'm using, and beforehand I lay out my embeds the way that I want to. This just makes it better for me to visualize, and then I don't have to rush when I'm putting embeds on my soap, like, oh my gosh, the batter's getting thick, I can't put it on. this really helps with that. It saves you so much time and stress. As you can see, I tried putting some on, but the batter was still a little bit too thick, so I'm just waiting for a little bit. And I use some long pliers, tweezers, to put my embeds on. I should be wearing gloves on both hands, but it gets a little bit tricky. But if you do work with soap, please wear your gloves and your safety gear. I'm just being very careful not to touch the soap. So I'm just going to start putting on my embeds. What's on the other loaf mold where I have my layout is not 100%. You know, sometimes when I'm doing it, I figure maybe I should move this little sprig a little bit here, or this flower, turn it a little bit over there. And but I think it's nice. It's this is like the therapeutic part where you get to put your little embeds and see your soap come to life. And I think it just looks really pretty, just full of flowers, and you know, April showers bring May flowers, and that's kind of the whole idea behind all the soaps for the May launch, the May collection, and also just celebrating our mothers. My mother is incredibly special to me. In fact, I last year launched a soap inspired by one of her paintings, but it was more kind of like a beach theme, so she gave me permission to launch it more during the summer. But she's still very excited about my May collection, and she's so special to me. She's my absolute muse. In fact, Leela Suds is actually named after her. I'll talk a little bit more about that during the month of May on my blog, but she is my absolute muse. She's an artist herself. She's also a counselor, so she's got good advice. And yeah, I learned all my creativity, my art through her. And you know, I really love celebrating Mother's Day because she is a single mother, and she raised us like a true superwoman she is, and I really admire her. And I hope that she enjoys all these flowers I made for her. And every mother out there, I hope, you know, that they enjoy these little flowers. And if you get to shop for some of these soaps during the May launch, if they're for a special someone, if they are for you, I hope they bring you a little bit of happiness. And I hope that you can unwind a little bit. You know, that's what Leela Suds is all about. It's about, you know, honoring yourself, taking a little break from the world, that daily ritual in the bath where it's just you, and you know, you can get excited about the things that you're going to use on your body and how you love yourself. So I hope these flowers bring you a little bit of joy the way they do to me making it. You know, some people say like, oh, your soaps are so pretty, I don't want to use them. Please do. Please use your soap. Take it as a little gift from me to you. You know, I made this and I want you to enjoy it. And also, if you don't use it, I won't be able to make more. So please use it. So here I'm just spritzing a little bit of rubbing alcohol just to make sure that there's no soda ash or anything. And that's the final loaf. So here's the cutting. I know you guys love your cutting videos. They're pretty popular on my Instagram, but I love how these bars came out. The swirls are quite delicate, a little bit wispy, and the top just looks really pretty. I love the color of the sweet peas. It's not like a bright pink, but there's a little bit of rusticness in there, and I think the color combination came out really pretty. I just love how they smell. They're so beautiful. It's such a lovely, like, feminine fragrance. I don't like to be particular about my fragrances, but you know, if you're a guy and you like florals, you do you. You know, but it is quite lovely, and I just love them. I love how they came out. I think they're just stunning, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I really hope you enjoy your sweet pea soaps, and I also hope that these videos kind of calm you down a little bit, relax you, and yeah. Thank you so much for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe if you want to hit the notification bell to get updates on uploads. You can get your sweet pea soap on May 2nd at 3 p.m. BST at LegalSuds.com. See you there.